Welcome everyone to our Wellness Wednesday webinar series. My name is Daryl Moss and I'm here with my colleagues Lucy Diana and Stacy Hendry. All three of us are certified holistic health coaches and have come together as the Synergy3 to spread our message of health and wellness. Our mission is to spread this vibrant health through group wellness programs which focus on the mind, body, and spirit. And we're doing these Wellness Wednesday webinars so that we can stay connected during this pandemic and continue to bring information to our tribe. Last week, we did a cooking demonstration, and today we are showing some of our favorite kitchen tools. We all cook most of our meals from home, so making the decision of what we're going to highlight was difficult. But we chose three great things that we hope everybody loves using in their house. So we're going to each show you one of our items, and feel free to post any questions in the chat while we're talking, and we're going to open up at the end. So I just want to show you guys, this is my mini chopper, and I use this all the time. It has a top and it's fabulous. So I use it to chop garlic and ginger almost every day because I cook with them in most of my meals. And then I chop jalapeno peppers in here because I don't want to get the oil from the peppers on my hands and burn my fingers. So I thought I'd just show you really quickly how amazing this is. When I'm not chopping large quantities of other vegetables like carrots, celery, parsnips, things like that. Onions. I also use my mini chopper. When I'm making big amounts of things, I use my food processor. But this is amazing. So this is garlic. So garlic is an incredible food. Garlic and ginger both are antifungal, antibacterial, full of antioxidants. They have so many health benefits. So I just want to show you how quickly I chop the garlic. All done. I didn't time it. It was probably like 2 seconds. So this is great. And so I can chop large quantities of garlic and then freeze it and then just break off a piece every time I need it if I'm sauteing some vegetables or something like that. But another thing that I do really frequently in my mini chopper is I make salad dressing. So I thought I would make one really quickly today. So I'm going to take most of the garlic out and just to leave in a little bit, which is probably about a clove's worth of garlic. Normally I'll just throw a whole clove in here. And in with the garlic, I have fresh squeezed lemon juice. This is juice from a whole lemon. So I just want to say, when I'm making salad dressing, I more or less eyeball it. You don't need to measure everything out exactly. So this is for a Dijon vinaigrette, but I make all my salad dressings in here because it's so easy. And you'd be surprised when you look at the ingredients on a commercial salad dressing, what's actually in there. It's not always what you think. So making your own, you control the ingredients, and it's much less expensive than buying store-bought dressing. I put in a spoonful of Dijon mustard. It's a great emulsifier as well as so delicious. I put in, so the lemon, by the way, is great for your skin, for your hair, for your nails, for your digestion. And because it's so high in vitamin C, it's also really great for your immune system. And garlic and ginger are also great immune boosters. And during this time of COVID, I'm doing everything I can to help keep my immune system strong. This is Dr. Bragg's organic apple cider vinegar. I love this. Apple cider vinegar has so many uses, but it's also great for your digestive system and can be really helpful in weight loss as well. I'm also going to add a splash of balsamic vinegar for a little flavor. This is totally optional. You could just use lemon or just the apple cider vinegar, or you can use a combination. And then of course I'm adding some olive oil. So this is extra virgin olive oil, which is so good. And it's so important to have healthy fat in your diet. So I'm eyeballing this. I probably have a little bit more than twice as much vinegar as, the acidic part as I have the olive oil. And then salt and pepper, and you can add any other herbs that you like. So this is Himalayan sea salt, which is actually good for you in moderate quantities. It has lots of vital minerals in it. and freshly ground pepper. So this is so easy to make. I make this all the time, and I actually make large quantities. So this is the leftover from my last batch. I keep it in the fridge, and then I pour a little bit on every day. So you don't have to make this every day. You can make it as you have time. So everything's in here, and let's time it. All done. How easy is that? So I encourage you guys to make your own dressings. You can mix up the ingredients. You can be flexible. It doesn't have to, it's not an exact science. And I hope you enjoy, I hope you use your mini chopper at home if you have one, and experiment, and let us know what your favorite things to make in your mini chopper in the chat below. All right, Lucy, are you?
I'm waiting to be spotlighted. There we go. Hi, everybody. It's Lucy. And my mini chopper is broken. So thank you, Daryl, because I'm going to get online and buy one today. So remember the old American Express commercial, "Don't leave home without it"? Well, these two guys here, high-speed blenders, I'm going to say, don't be at home without one of them. Yes, they are a big ticket number, but it's worth every penny because they don't ever, well, I want to say ever, but they don't break. And they have an excellent warranty. So we have my antique Vitamix here, which I think I must have purchased at Costco, gosh, maybe 20 years ago. And even missing a button, it still works fabulous. I really do want a new one, but you know, it's just working fine. This is a BlendTech. And so they kind of rival each other. They're both excellent. And the BlendTech, I got very lucky because my Bed Bath & Beyond was getting rid of old models. And I actually purchased it for my son in college because he'd love to make smoothies. And since I'm speaking about smoothies right now, that is one reason why I absolutely love my Vitamix or my BlendTech, because the texture of the smoothie is so delicious and smooth. You don't have any particles in there. I'm very picky. I don't like that. And if you go to a smoothie bar, if you look to see what they're actually using either a BlendTech or a Vitamix. So worth every penny. And I've tried other blenders, and as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't match up. And they're so versatile. There's so much we could do with them. Oh, I just want to add in also that I think I mentioned the warranty, and made in the USA since, actually Vitamix is, since 1921. So excellent reputation. And if you have to return it for any reason, they do not get a lot of returns, or in order to fix it, they're just amazing. They send you the box, you send it there, and they send it right back to you. So I really highly recommend these companies. And also, like I said, they're very, very versatile. I love to puree my soups in here. I make a lot of soups. They call me the soup lady. And especially when butternut squash soup comes out so creamy and yummy. And you can actually make soups in these high-speed blenders, because at the high speed, it'll be a very hot soup. So what I have here in the BlendTech, which will be my lunch today, is a semi-roasted butternut squash. You could put it in raw, but I decided just to roast it for a little bit and have a little bit of onion. And I'm going to add a piece of ginger. I have some organic chicken stock, and I'm going to add anti-inflammatory curry powder, high in turmeric. And what else do I have? I like to put in a little bit of my cinnamon, great for blood sugar and balance. And I use good salt. So this is one of the salts that I use. It's called real salt, and it's actually from salt mines in Utah, and very, very high in essential minerals, which we need for every process of the body. And what else can we do with these guys? Well, you can make nut butter. If you don't want to spend a lot on nut butter in the store, you can actually grind down nut flours, and you can make nut-based milks, and just so much more. So If you have any questions about the blenders, we highly, highly recommend them. Like I said, despite the high ticket, they're worth every price. And I have proof to show you 20 years of an antique version and still working great. Here's my smoothie from this morning, blueberry ginger smoothie. And let me just take a minute. Do we have a minute, girls? And I'm going to add a little bit of my chicken stock. Like Daryl said, I'm going to eyeball it because it can always be tweaked. Cooking doesn't have to be by exact measurement. Here's a piece of ginger. I am addicted to ginger. I love my curry powder. Putting a little bit of that in. And like I said, I can always go back and tweak the flavors. Touch of cinnamon. Actually, I like my cinnamon, so I'm going to add a little bit more. I like to tell everyone that I cook intuitively. I could feel how much it needs. And then a touch of my good salt, rich in minerals, very different from processed salt, which does absolutely nothing for us and probably everything against us. And let me put a little bit of pumpkin seeds, which are high in zinc and one of the essential minerals that we need during this time of COVID-19. So we have a little anti-inflammatory immune boosting soup going on here. I don't have to dirty my stove. Okay, hold on, do I have it on? No, let's get it on. Sake of time, I'm going to stop it there. And there we go. I have my bowl ready. And as soon as we're done, I have butternut squash soup. And I can taste for the seasoning and clean up. I don't have a lot of pots. I'm going to put a drop of soap in here with some water, give it a whirl, rinse it out, and we're done.
Okay, my turn. Hi, I'm Stacy Hendry, and I want to show you today what you can do with your coffee bean grinder. Of course, you can grind coffee beans, but there's so many other great uses for it. So one thing I'll do is I'll grind flax seeds. So I buy, this is from Amazon, organic flax seeds. I buy them whole. You don't want to buy it ground because the oil in flax is very fragile and it can easily become rancid. So I buy them whole and I grind them. When I'm making a smoothie, I just throw the whole seeds in and the blender will grind it up. But occasionally a recipe that calls for ground flax. So this thing is great. I just put a little flax in the coffee bean grinder and turn it on and it will grind it right up. Now, if you need a quarter cup, it actually will always grow. So a quarter cup whole will be much more ground, surprisingly. So again, just turn this on. And that's it, about 8 seconds. And you can flip it over and put it in the cap here. And then I will use this for my recipe, and whatever's left, I store in a bowl, a glass bowl that I'll put it in here and use it in the next couple of days. I usually keep it in the refrigerator to keep the oils safe. And if I'm gonna do a lot of it, you can keep it in the freezer. But I don't like to do too much at once. And of course, you can also do this in your blender, but if you're not doing a lot, it's hard to get out of the bottom of the blender pitcher. So this is just so easy. So that's one thing is flax. I'm just gonna wipe this out and go on to the next thing. So a lot of spices, I have coriander seed. I have recipes that ask for seed. I have recipes that ask for ground coriander. So again, this is Amazon. It's organic coriander seed. This bag is probably $10. If you buy the little 2-ounce jar in the grocery store, it's about $5 or $6. I'm getting a pound for $10. So it's so much more economical. The bag, the Mylar bag is inert, so you're not using plastic, so it's great. And I just keep it in a cool, dry place in my garage, and it stays for a long time. So again, I could put the seeds right in my coffee bean grinder. Oh boy, does that smell good. And I can grind them up. So now I don't have to buy 2 things. I can grind it when I need it. I have a spice container in my spice rack, and I just fill it up, and then I put the bag back in the garage. So again, this can just be burned. This thing is very powerful. And voila, I have ground coriander now. So, oh boy, does that smell good. Shop once, get 2 things. And the third thing I might use this for is almond flour or almond meal. I don't want to buy that. It's very expensive to buy, and I have almonds. I buy good quality almonds. So I know that these are better than what I'm going to buy ground up in the store. So again, if you have a recipe, or if you just want to roughly chop nuts to add them to a salad or something like that, you can put them in the coffee bean grinder. And then I would just pulse it until they're the right consistency. But if I have a recipe that asks for almond flour or almond meal, I'll do the same thing. I'll just blend it up in here, right down to a fine powder, and then I have what I need. So I don't have to buy 2 things. It's much less expensive and just so convenient. So this little tool is really convenient. You can also put spices in here. Fresh basil and chop it up quickly. Is similar to a mini chopper, but even smaller. So this is one tool I get a lot of use out of. I do want to mention, you notice I'm using a lot of glass. Glass is non-toxic, so it's great. I keep my nuts in here. I use it for refrigerator storage. You can even put this glass in the freezer with the dried flax, because it's not a liquid, but so I'll sometimes just stick this in the freezer and then use it in my smoothies for the next couple of days. So I like to stay away from plastic as much as possible, and these are great alternatives.